This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Not a great pack. It's probably just an Abrade. I mean, Runo's cool, but way harder to flip than it looks. Like, you know, ending up with... I mean, it looks hard to flip, I guess. So maybe it's not harder. It's about as hard as it looks. If he doesn't flip, he's still an okay card, but you're also taking a multicolored card with your first pick, so your probability of playing it is lower, and, like, the floor of the card is a lot lower than a Braid is. So I think we just take in a Braid, as unexciting as that is. You know, Wandering Mind's cool. This can be fun in aggressive blood decks, but yeah. I don't think Runo is a trap. I mean, maybe a trap in terms of first picking it. Although, if I didn't have this here, I probably would take it just because it has a way higher ceiling. But yeah. Okay. So interesting pick here. Some nice powerful cards. Wolfkin Outcast is great in red-green. Markov Waltzer is a great signpost in common. Fierce Retribution and Imprisonment, both pretty nice. We've also got a Bleed Dry. That's kind of where I'm leaning. Yeah, I mean, I've built decks with Runo and ended up with like 2 6-drops in it, and I've transformed Runo a total of once. And, you know, so it's hard to do, even if you get the 6-drops. And sure, he is a win condition in really ideal scenarios, but they just don't come up that much. But I don't think he's a trap either. I think that's like sort of the other side where you're saying the card is too bad if you call it a trap. But, yeah. So, Braid, Bleed Dry, not a bad start, not a bad start. Okay, so try to decide. I mean, Blood Petal Celebrant's a nice 2-drop. Gift of Fangs is pretty good. We've also got a Resistance Squad, which if you have humans is quite good. I think we take the Gift, though. I mean, let's just keep the removal train going. Gift is nice. Yeah. Okay. So Valor's Stance is pretty great. I think I like it more than Wolf Strike. It's close between those two. We could take a black card like the Butler, who's perfectly fine, but I think we take the Stance here. It's also splashable, which matters. So, you know. Oh yeah, the probability of it transforming is low, but nice. Luckily, they made it into a card that even if it couldn't ever transform, you'd basically always play it. So, because, yeah, 3-mana, 1/4 flyer that sticks a thing on top of your library from your graveyard if you wanted to, a creature from your graveyard, is a very playable card. But, yeah, it's multicolored, so, you know. It's not a great card. You know, if he didn't transform, he'd be like a C+ at best. The transform upside, I think, is enough to get it to a B. If you could transform it more easily, obviously it's a bomb, but I think they made it just the right amount of hard to transform. This format has enough bomb rares, you know? Okay, so I like Ragged Recluse in decks where you pick up ways to discard, which for Black-Red we'll certainly have. I like Blood Fountain a fair bit, too. Yeah, it's not a great pack overall. I think we probably just take the Recluse. Do I like it a little more than Blood Fountain? Probably. I mean, yeah, probably. We definitely need to get some treasure going if we're going to be doing that sort of thing. Treasure. Food. So, Blood Crazed... Blood Crazed Socialite is a very good card in terms of setting up, you know, blood stuff. Brinecomber's pretty good. Arm the Cathars is pretty good, too. But yeah, I think we just take the Socialite. I like it a lot. And if we end up with enough blood, hey, yeah. So there's the Monstrosity. So that's the other like cost of playing Runo. You know, I've talked about it in my Neats and Notes series that's basically the only time I play this is if I have Runo and don't pick up other things that are better. Like the 6-mana 4/4 flyer is way better than this. One of my Runo decks had 2 of those flyers, which was pretty nice. Still never transformed Runo. But yeah, another Socialite here looks good. So I think Scattered Thoughts is by far the best card in this pack. Mind Leech Ghoul is not great. And it's not like we've fully committed to what our second color is at this point. I mean, we've got a little bit of blood stuff going on, but red doesn't look very open. These 3 white cards are all very mediocre. Scattered Thoughts is definitely better than Mind Leech Ghoul. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Thoughts. The Ghoul's just not that great. Okay, here I think we'll take a Blood Fountain. It gives us blood, which we're interested in already because of Socialite, and it's just nice to have one of these in basically all your black decks because it lets you, grind out some value late. Okay, Courier Bat's nice. Right now we have Ragged Recluse who can set up some life gain for the bat. Stitched Assistant is okay. It gets a little better, when you have things to sack to it, which we don't really. I'm leaning towards Courier Bat here. I think we sort of just... Like, black seems very open. The other colors, less so. Okay, well, Kindly Ancestor is quite good to still be here. And so is the Rallier, really. I think both of these are serviceable cards. I think we take the Ancestor, though. I think it's a little better. I do think it's a little better. Okay. Vampire's Kiss, if we end up with enough, both life gain and blood payoffs is worth it. I could also take my first Throng. It's kind of free, but... I think Vampire's Kiss has a better chance of getting there. But, okay, Fear of Death's not terrible, but it's also not great. Wow, another Dollhouse. We didn't get to play it at all last game, so it is nice to get one. Last draft, I mean. It is nice to get one here, and I think it is what we take. It's powerful, takes over games late. This is a pretty good pack, though. Lunar Rejection, another Blood Crazed Socialite. I would love an Epicure or a Blood Petal Celebrant. Those are the synergy picks, really, but Dollhouse is great, and we're just going to take it. Okay. Yeah. Not a great pack. How many humans do we have right now? 1. I mean, we're going to end up with more, probably, if we're in black-white, so the squad will draw us cards more consistently. I like Heron of Hope okay. I like Markov Waltzer a lot, but I don't think that's where we want to be. So yeah, I think it's either the Heron or the Bat. I think I'm going to go with the Heron. Okay, so here's the black-white signpost. Right now, we're not incredible at gaining life. We have, what, 1 way to do it, but I think we'll get more. This is obviously 1, too. Oh yeah, we have Heron of Hope, too, so we have 2 ways of gaining life. So yeah, I think we take the Purifier here and see what happens. Ooh, so now we get this signpost, which is also incredibly good. This is an interesting pick. So we've got Traveling Minister, which is a very good card in white. And we also have Blood Tithe Harvester, who, if we play black-red, is really good. Flame Blast Bolt, obviously great too, but I think we're really looking at Minister versus Harvester. Red just hasn't seemed very open. White seems a lot more open right now, and I think we just go for the Minister because of that. This card has been such a huge overperformer. They made sure basically every color has a good 1-drop at common, which is interesting, I think. Okay, so we could take Fixing here, which isn't the worst. I'm probably a little more interested in Fierce Retribution, though. Yeah, we'll take the Retribution. Okay, Wedding Security is nice. We do need more ways to make blood to be really happy with it. Gluttonous Guest is one of those ways to make blood. I think the security is strong enough that I take it here. We're really... Well, I guess... Hold on a second. We're not black-red anymore. If we're not black-red, the Guest is probably better because it gains us life. Yeah. I like the security a lot, but it's better in, like, a black-red deck. Because our deck's more going to have, like, a blood sub-theme, most likely, and be more of a life gain deck overall. I think we grab Diregraph Scavenger here. Gains us some life, hates on the graveyard. You know, the nice thing about this particular deck is how good it is at countering all of the aggro decks, which I think are, like, the best decks in the format. But they have a pretty bad matchup against the black-white deck. Another Scavenger is nice, and it does gain us life, but I think I want Fleeting Spirit a little more. It's just a great 2-drop. I mean, we're not going to be crazy aggressive, but it's a nice 2-drop to have around, regardless. Okay, I mean, we have a blood sub-theme. I think that makes us perfectly happy to take another Socialite here. Okay, so Markov Waltzer is great. If I end up with somehow enough fixing, I would definitely play it. Wedding Invitation's not terrible. Like, but I think we probably take the Waltzer. The Waltzer just has a way higher ceiling. All right, we'll take Militia Rallier here. I think we have enough blood that we leave the Recluse in. Also gains us life, which is nice. Here we'll take an Invitation. We do need more life gain payoffs to really feel like we're getting there. Right now, I guess we have a Courier Bat and a Purifier. All right, Bride's Gown isn't a complete disaster. Well, we open up a Mythic, and luckily, and it's not in our color, but luckily it's not one of the crazy powerful ones. He's just like a glorified Colossal Dreadmaw Unlimited, which is, you know, not bad, but yeah. So do we have enough ways to make blood that maybe now I do want a Wedding Security? I think probably. I think probably. Yeah. Does it gain us life too? No. I knew it did multiple things. I couldn't remember what they were. Okay, so how many zombies? We've only got one, but even on its own, Headless Rider's pretty great. The other options here are decent, but not great. I mean, we're not going to really flip Catapult Fodder very easily. Sigarda's Imprisonment and Dawnheartgeist are nice, but I think Headless Rider's just going to be better. Skull Scob. So there's that signpost. Doesn't do us any good. Yeah, this pack is not great for us. We grab a Courier Bat here. This is sort of a life gain payoff. It's more of a life gain enhancer than a payoff, I would say, but, you know. So there's another Wedding Security. There's another Blood Fountain. I mean, with the Courier Bats, I don't really think we're desperate for a second Blood Fountain. Guess we'll grab another Wedding Security here. It's interesting how many black-white decks I end up in that have like a treasure or a blood sub-theme, and how many black-red decks I end up in that have like a life gain sub-theme. It's been kind of interesting to see that happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying the Colossus is bad or anything like that, but it's not, you know... I think most of the time, you'd probably rather have the 6-mana creature that gains you life equal to toughness. So, God, if we had enough blood, Dying to Serve is pretty sweet. We have a lot, but I don't think it's enough. We could take it. I mean, Undead Butler is yet another card that gets stuff back from our graveyard. I mean, I guess we have enough of a reason to do it that we'll take it. Okay, so here's an Evolving Wilds, which could potentially allow us to splash like a Braid or Markov Waltzer. There are some decent cards here, but we're not going to be that good with the Geist. Dissenter's better if you have ways to sack it, and we're not really going to be doing any of that. I think we probably just take the Wilds here. Okay. Rottide Gargantua was fine. Not 100% sure it'll make the cut with the other 5s we have, but... Okay, I like Pointed Discussion. Another Courier Bat. There is a Knife here, and with 2 Wedding Securities and 3 Socialites, I probably want a Knife. Yeah. So, you know, we have somewhat of a life gain theme, but honestly, our blood theme is stronger than our life gain theme in the end here. Okay, so Dawnheartgeist, yeah. I think we probably want the fodder more. I need to look at our deck to see how easily it flips, but we're not really gaining life with this, so I don't think we're that interested. We'll have to take a look. I don't think we're going to have enough things that trigger it, but could be wrong. We better get to play our Dollhouse this time. Even if we 0-3, we just need to have... You know, it's interesting. The Blood Knife, Ceremonial Knife, like, I like it in the right deck, but I do think people are overrating it a decent amount. Especially, and I felt that way already, but then I looked at the 17 lands data, and it's like one of the cards with the lowest win percentages, which is surprising to me, but, you know... Yeah, it's an interesting card. I need to get this... Okay, never mind. I'll do that in a second. I don't think we're really a Rottide Gargantua deck. Oh yeah, so catapult fodder. Yeah, we're not very good with it. That's true. If people are shoving it in every deck, it's gonna... But it's also significantly lower than the win percentage of the average player whose data is on 17 lands. So I don't think that's like enough. Like, if it's like 10% worse than the average, that probably means something. And I definitely think you play it in a deck like this, but it probably means people are playing it in too many decks if it's got that kind of number. Anyway, gotta cut some things. Catapult fodder's one of them. I mean, we have a few things with higher toughness, but it's just not going to be enough. In this deck, we definitely want the knife because of 3 socialites and 2 wedding securities. Like, there's no reason you wouldn't play it. But wedding invitation is mediocre, especially because we didn't end up with that many vampires. It does gain us life. I mean, yeah, we didn't end up with that many life gain payoffs, that is. So you're probably right about that. 3 more cuts. Blood Fountain's not amazing when we have all these other ways to get things back from our graveyard. But it does make blood, and we care about that, so it's probably good enough. Maybe Undead Butler gets the axe. We don't have anything that exciting to get back, frankly. It does set up our dollhouse to some extent, but... So even if you have 0 other zombies for Headless Rider, you always play it. So it doesn't matter that much. But we have 2 others. So... I've been pretty happy with the Purifier overall. I mean, it's definitely... You know, this format's fast enough that you don't always get to use it, but... I think we lose a Butler here. Yeah, the Rallier is definitely not great. It's just like a 3-mana 3/3 mostly. So it's probably what we cut next. I kind of feel like I need to leave in the Butler. We just don't have that many 1s and 2s. Yeah, we kind of need the Butler. So... Pointed Discussion's not that hard to cut, but it does give us blood. Our deck's so weird in terms of like the directions it's being pulled in. It's very weird. I think we want all 3 socialites. I think maybe we lose the Butler still. I mean, it's going to suck a little to not have early drops, but, you know, we can kill their early creature with Gift of Fangs, and we have other things we can do. We'd only have, what? That gives us only 3 creatures we play early, which is a bit of a disaster, frankly, in this format. I guess we're hoping we can gain enough life that it doesn't matter. That's the goal. Alright, so probably lose Pointed Discussion in the end. I think the Fountain's fine. I mean, I like having 1 copy generally in this kind of deck. Especially because, yeah. I don't think we lose the Bats either. We're going to be able to gain life with them easily enough that I'm going to be pretty happy with them overall. Is this what we want our mana to look like? Not really. I mean, we need to play... We have 3 early drops that are white. I think we have to flip it back to... Yeah, alright. So I definitely don't feel as good about this deck as our last one, which probably means we'll go like 5 and 3, so... So yeah, normally this deck has a pretty good matchup against the really aggressive decks, but we have a lot fewer 2s and 1s than I would like. So, worries me a little about this deck. Yeah, this deck definitely has a better late game than our other deck did, but... It'd be pretty sad if we never get to play the Dollhouse. Considering that happened to us in our last draft. I did draw it once and I could have played it, but there just were better things to do because I couldn't make the token right away. Right, pretty good hand. Turn 1 Minister, turn 2 Recluse, turn 3 Ancestor, turn 4 Heron. I mean, we can curve out pretty nasty here if things go the right direction for us. No blood for our Recluse, unfortunately. We could have used some of those. I think we probably just play the Recluse and gain the life here. Okay. I could Gift of Fangs that right away. Even if it trains once, I can still kill it with the gift, though. So, I think we probably just play the Ancestor and use the Minister's ability. I mean, I guess I'm okay with trading, actually. So, I should have done this first, but I'm definitely okay with trading. Ooh. That's probably an even better thing to use our gift on. Awkwardly, we don't have any... treasure or blood right now. So this is interesting. I could play Heron of Hope and just use the ability and, like, attack with Kindly Ancestor. Or Ragged Recluse, for that matter. I mean, I guess we do that either way. Yeah. So let's do this. Then I think... we probably just play our Heron. I do lose out on 1 life in this scenario, but... so I guess the bad thing that could happen here, potentially, is that they put this on a creature, and then I can't Gift of Fangs it anymore. I'm trying to decide if I'm okay with that. That is the question. Don't think I am. Interesting to race here. Okay, we can make some blood now. I think we'd rather play the Heron, though, because the life gain is going to be awesome. In terms of helping us race. Because we gained a bunch of extra life thanks to our Heron. Wonder if they have the Wrath. Okay, they don't have the Wrath. Alright. Well. Still a race that I think favors us. Yeah. So, do I want to play the Security here or the Socialite? They're both pretty great in this situation. I think I'm going to go with Security. Then next turn we can play the Socialite. And then sack its treasure to our Wedding Security. They have a lot of mana. They did decide to stop attacking us, evidently. Okay. So let's play the Socialite here. Trying to decide where I want to put the buff. I could put it on my Heron, which isn't too shabby. But it's probably just better to put it on a security. Yeah. Just attack with the security here. Nice. I may just go for the chump block here, which I think we're okay with. The only thing that would have been nice, maybe, is drawing a land, because then we could have gotten rid of this werewolf. But yeah. They may be about to use Wolf Strike. Okay, they decided not to. So yeah, this werewolf attacks and makes 2 friends right now, which I don't love. But I don't think it's the end of the world either. We probably try to double spell this next turn with our guest plus our spirit. So we're just going to take the hit here. Okay, yeah, so we're going to try to double spell here. So let's play our gluttonous guest first up. Then I actually have a pretty good attack with Kindly Ancestor here, and that life gain is real. I think I'm going to pump it. Who do I want to attack? The menace creature is harder for them to block, obviously, but this will draw us a card, but I guess we're not desperate for a card this turn. Alright, so let's attack with our Ancestor. I guess Security is still going to get in there. It's just not going to sacrifice a thing, because our Socialite's going to do it instead. Yeah. So, you're asking about this first. Yeah, so we'll sack a blood token to you. Takes us up to 21. Then we'll play Fleeting Spirit in our second main phase. There are some things they could have here that would suck for us, but I think we're in pretty good shape, even if they play some of those scary cards. Yeah, you got to double block the Socialite. Okay, that works for us. Then we double spell. That becomes significantly less of a problem. Still a problem, but we can add to the board and, yeah. So they decided to transform their creature again. Would have been nice to draw like Valorous Stance there. But, you know. Okay. So let's play another Socialite here. So I can make sure this Socialite has 6 power, more or less. And I think that's probably what we want to do, because they'll have to double block it. They may have... There's a good chance they have something, but even if they do... Okay, well, they scoop. Even if they have something, I think we're in pretty good shape overall in that scenario. Like, even if they blew up 1 or 2 of our creatures it was going to be really hard for them to not die. So we kind of got that blood life gain action going in that game. I mean, I see that, like I said, I see that happen way more than I expected in black white and black red, where you sort of have a mix of those two kinds of synergy. All right, it's always nice to have a turn 1 Traveling Minister, so like that. A couple removal spells, too. And now another removal spell. Oh, man. We would have liked that card, huh? It's highly unlikely they have a way to gain 3 this turn. It's possible, but highly unlikely. So I think we just do this. This turn, it probably makes sense to use Gift of Fangs. Ah, so they're red-white, huh? Yeah, so we'll just Gift of Fangs the bystander here. We can discard a swamp without really caring right now, so something to keep in mind for our Fleeting Spirit. What do we have in our graveyard? We only have 1 card, which is a little tricky in terms of our Fleeting Spirit. I could kill this statue, but I don't think I wanna. Let's just do this. And if they want to trade, I think we're actually okay with it. It's not an amazing trade for us, but it's an okay one. And getting in for 4, I think, is probably even better. Yeah, so we just play our Ancestor here. And into our turn. This swamp can still be discarded, and we're not too upset about it. We kind of hope they, like, tap out here. We bleed dry their blocker, and we swing back at them for a bunch. Gain some life. They did not have a very good draw, I'm guessing. I mean, red-white is usually a pretty aggressive deck. Ooh. That's a problem. No, not really, actually. Because it's only damage, right? Yeah. So it's not actually that much of a problem. We get to do what I wanted to, which is bleed dry their thing and swing out. So I can't be too upset about it, I guess. So yeah, we're going to bleed dry the Pummeler. So if we draw another land and they tap out for another big creature, we can Fierce Retribution it. Alright. Did not draw a land, but it's not a complete disaster. We still have pretty good attacks here overall. How many cards in our graveyard now? We've got 2. Not really a way for me to get another one in there. Short of playing my Socialite. Nah, and that doesn't really work either. So I think we just go ahead and swing with both of these. And then probably play Blood Crazed Socialite in our second main phase. Maybe I should have held on to that swamp, but I think I'm okay with just killing both of these and then playing a Menace creature. This is going to transform, which will be a problem, but hopefully I draw a land and I can kill it. Yeah. So yeah, play our Socialite here. This is about to transform into a big baddie. 5/5. Ah, interesting. Do I want to dig for a land more than I want to do anything else? I guess I don't quite kill them, and they only have one blocker anyway, so it's probably not worth it. Okay, so we can't do it this turn. But we'll be able to do it soon. Yeah, so they are going to get to draw a card, which is annoying, but I think I can live with that. Okay. So the question here is whether I want to give up this now. I guess I probably do. I can actually even put... Yeah, so I think we... I mean, yeah, we're going to take 5 from this, but that's perfectly acceptable, I think. You know, we have them at low enough life that that's kind of the outcome we want. So let's put this on our Blood-Crazed Socialite. Attack them down to 1. We go up to a bunch. Let me play Headless Rider. So I think they probably are going to have to attack us here and hope they hit something amazing in our deck. This has Trample, so there's no point in trying to block it. They hit a swamp. Well, maybe they needed a land. I don't know. Okay. That doesn't do it. All right. Solid hand. Yep. Definitely a keeper. I'm going to do this now. There have been enough times where I accidentally don't do it that I'm like, you know, I think that outweighs giving my opponent a tiny bit of information. Like, yeah, they know we're playing white now, you know, but I'm okay with it. You know, that Persistent Specimen is quite good against what we've got in our hand, isn't it? We'll play our Fleeting Spirit here. Our Ragged Recluse and our Fleeting Spirit are pretty awful against Persistent Specimen. Hey. Yep, so let's play another X1. Because we don't have enough of those. This one at least, you know, replaces itself so I can live with it. But yeah. It's like sometimes you see the Specimen or the, oh my god. We have some similar decks. Sometimes you see the Doom Dissenter or the Specimen in really awkward situations, and that's what we're looking at right now. Yeah, I mean, they can basically attack here. Do I want to block and get rid of a swamp? Is it worth it? Probably not. I think we just take the 3. Okay. That's interesting. We still have 1 card in our graveyard. I mean, we can get to 3 with his ability if we really want to, but I think that's probably a little bit of overkill. So let's play our Recluse. And a Minister. You think they're going to play a Recluse and a Minister on their turn? That would be funny. We don't attack. I mean, I know I'm not going to block either, but I don't think we really want to do either, other than just take damage. Like, that's the outcome that we want right now. So they got green in their deck. They're not quite the same as we are, but they do have that card, which we also have. I need some blood, man. Where's my blood? That's not blood. Okay. So, I could attack here, but it's still a pretty bad attack because of that specimen. I think we just play Wedding Security and end our turn here. And hope we find some blood in the very near future. You know, I'm not a big specimen fan unless I have exploit. Oh, that's annoying. But yeah. Alright, so we take 2. But against our deck, it's doing some serious work, obviously. Man, is that a bummer to have your security shut down and then you draw the what you want? They could have like 3 cards with exploit that we just haven't seen, in which case it makes sense to be in their deck, but yeah. It's probably going to be better to use the blood to try to find something than it is to attack with our Socialite, but we'll see. Always having a chump blocker around really isn't that great in a lot of decks. I've seen so many games where this card, yeah, sure, it kind of slows people down, but it doesn't have any real impact. This game is unusual. Siding it in against someone with X1, lots of X1s in like best of 3 is pretty sweet though, and obviously against our army of X1s right now, it's just like a big middle finger. Oh yeah, we can transform this. So I have to wait till my turn if I want to do that. I should have done it already, actually. I kind of screwed that up. But I guess I can live with it. Another card that we both have. I mean, not too surprising. These are commons. The uncommon and the rare are a little less likely. So... yeah, we don't want to do this now because it won't transform if that's how we do it. Okay. So yeah, I think we discard this. Interesting. I think we play another Socialite here and attack with the first one. Yeah. The Purifier and Minister will help us a fair bit eventually. So that is a 6-5 with Menace. Good chance they just take it. Yeah. Drops them to 14. We end the turn. Our Recluse transforms. I guess maybe I should have attacked with my Headless Rider there. Not a bad attack. Wouldn't have been. I think this next turn we probably attack with the Witch, the Rider, and both Socialites. Maybe even Fleeting Spirit. We only have 2 cards in our graveyard right now. If I get a third, it's really gonna be nice. Okay, I actually think I trade for the Militia Rallier with my Headless Rider. Yeah. Because that also means we get a 3rd card in our graveyard for our Fleeting Spirit. Okay. Well, we don't get to kill their thing, but I can kind of live with this. We still get a 2/2. Yeah. And we have 3 cards for a Spirit. We do have a bit of a non-bow in that if we ever draw our... Dollhouse, we're going to be kind of mad that our Fleeting Spirit has exiled things. Like, if our opponent makes us do that, but... I think I can live with it. Okay. They don't have a creature in their graveyard right now, which is kind of a bummer. So, I think I can make this a 3-2. And swing with everything. They can hit us pretty hard on the backswing, but not really hard enough. Yeah. I'm glad they also don't have any other zombies, because that would make this situation really miserable. Neither of us has very many zombies, but played the Rider, which you always do, like I said during the draft, but yeah. So it'd be nice if we could exile the Specimen from their graveyard. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be nice. We get in a big hit here. We whittle down their board a little. Then we play a Scavenger to drain them 2 more life. We definitely want to kill the Rallier. Yeah. Do they have a trick or something? They don't have a trick, but that is pretty sad for us. Alright, so then we play Scavenger. Get rid of that Headless Rider. Drop him to 6. End our turn. So, if we can't win soon, Markov Purifier plus Traveling Minister is basically our game plan. They also have 3 cards in their graveyard now, it should be noted, so we can both do Fleeting Spirit things. Okay. I can now exile only 1 creature when I use my Fleeting Spirits ability, which is nice. Obviously we're doing this. I think we probably just buff the zombie and attack them. They'll be able to discard a card and kill it, but they have to use up resources in the process. And then I play Markov Purifier and draw a card at the end of my turn. That seems pretty reasonable to me. They could also just chump it if they want, but that also uses some of their resources, so it's not too sad for me. I think we hold on to this swamp so that our Fleeting Spirit can continue to do its thing. We're down with that. I mean, get rid of that thing. Play Purifier. End our turn. They're going to get a blood here and get rid of our security. Okay, more swamps. Don't love it, but I can live with it. So now I could discard a card and not have to get rid of any of our creatures, which our Doll House will appreciate. Yeah, we could use one of our Courier Bats right now, especially because we'd also get a creature back. like right away. Okay. That's interesting. We can get rid of their bat, but if we get rid of that fleeting spirit, even for a turn, we have a pretty potent attack. Because, yeah, they can discard a card to save it, and I'll be tapped out. But, man, that's a pretty potent attack. Is it what I want to do? Well, probably not. I win the long game here, most likely, unless they have an insane bomb, which is always a possibility. We could attack with the Purifier. I mean, I could attack with all three, frankly, and use Fierce Retribution to really mess with them. But it's probably better to just pass and draw our card, leave up Fierce Retribution. We need to find our own Courier Bats. That would be cool. Right. Yeah, I wonder what they're splashing with that green. Oh. Like I said, unless they have some crazy bomb. Okay. I probably should have been more aggressive. We already lost to Dreadfest Demon today. I think we're about to lose to Avabrook Caretaker now. I wonder if they're splashing it just on like 5 forests. I guess I have an Evolving Wilds. Yeah, there's not really a way for us to get out of this now. That would have helped a little. They decided not to attack. I think that was an accident. Okay. Stupid Avabrook Caretaker. Ruining my life. Yeah, it having hexproof is the big problem, obviously. So, Diregraph Scavenger making it indestructible is kind of appealing. Probably not appealing enough, but... Board wipe or an edict, but you also have to get rid of all your opponent's creatures for the edict to actually, like, work. So... I think we're going to swing here. They probably just block with Persistent Specimen, if I had to guess. And I probably give it first strike. Yeah. We can stance the bat, it's true. If they keep going all in on the bat, we'll be pretty happy. One problem here is I'm not currently going to play a spell, though, and I kind of have to play one. Yeah. So let's exile those and you. So yeah, I guess we Valorous stance the bat. I'd like to wait until their turn, but I can't really. Hexproof only stops things that say target on them. I mean, this does have more flexibility. I could consider using the Retribution and then using the stance later. It has the flexibility of the indestructible part, yeah. So let's just do this. I don't love it, but we can't really let their creature transform. So we got to do it now. I guess if I use stance, I could have drawn a card here, which probably would have been pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that was probably better. You know, losing to this is annoying, but I think I'm lucky in that I've only lost to it once so far in the format, so... And this would be the once. We haven't lost yet. I mean, it's kind of inevitable, but we haven't lost less. Yeah. We haven't lost yet, but it's fairly likely we do. Pushing through 9 damage here is a real chore, and it just got harder. Yeah. Yeah. They don't have a card in their hand, notably. What do you do for me? I mean, Bloodcrazed Socialite isn't the worst. So I think we're just going to try to somehow grind out the value here. We need to kill them. And Courier Bat's going to help with that to some extent. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's play our Courier Bat. Let's get back our Socialite. We need the evasiveness more than we need anything else. Let's play our Socialite. And... yeah, it's our turn. I should have left white mana up, but what are you going to do, you know? Can we beat the Caretaker? Maybe. If they don't play... I mean, if they try to put all their counters on the guest, we're going to be pretty happy here. I have a feeling they're not going to do that, though. I think our opponent probably wants to spread the love a little bit. Especially to a creature that can gain first strike right now. Yeah, they're going to spread the love. Ooh. Courier Bat number 2 is pretty spicy. We're going to be able to double spell here to stop this from being completely bonkers. But they have hexproof right now. So... that part's not good. We'll have to wait till their turn to use our stance on something. Okay. Well. Do that. Go to combat. Attack with our bat. How do you like it? Getting attacked by bats. So then we play our other bat. Get back another Socialite. This is giving us a chance. Do I want to play this Swamp so I can leave up mana for first strike? It's not that important. So, probably not. I think... so there's our second spell. We can make both of them into 5/5s. They're kind of in a situation where they're going to have to pass the turn again. Or, like, die. Because of Valorous Stance. They don't know we have the stance, mind you. But yeah. We've got a real shot here. Surprisingly. We've drawn pretty well. Like, getting both our bats, you know, here was big. We have a chance. So if they pass their turn, we can't stance offensively or as removal, but we can give indestructible to something, which might matter. Good chance they pass again, I think. But if they do, we got a shot here. Yeah, they decided not to tap to gain life, unfortunately, for us. Hello. So I can put that on my own vampire, which is interesting. Very interesting. I kind of have to if I want to double spell. I could... Yeah, I kind of have to if I want to double spell. So I don't think we can afford to sack the blood and hope it works out. Well, actually, I guess we can. Nah, I think attacking with the 2/5/5s... No, I guess it's not that good, actually. The bat is not a vampire, unfortunately. Okay, so... Yeah, I think we can only attack with our bats this turn. So let's sack this. Discard this swamp. See what we get. Okay. That adds a little more damage to the table. Two to equip. We're gonna have to use our Gift of Fangs here, like, on our own Socialite, which isn't terrible, but... Ah, shoot, I forgot to pump my creature. I got distracted. That's an oopsie. So then we double spell by putting a Gift of Fangs on our Socialite. We can even draw a card at the end of their turn, but having Valorous stance up on their turn is actually kind of a big deal, and I think that's probably just going to be better. Because it'll let me finally kill one of these blockers. I think we might have them here. It'd be more likely we'd have them if we dropped them to 3 instead of what we did, because these would both be lethal if we had them at 3. Yeah, put that wherever. Alright, so we kill the Gluttonous Guest here. And I think this is going to be a swing out kind of turn. Which I think means we want to hold on to both of the blood tokens. This may backfire. They have a lot of cards in their hand. But... I think we go for it. We're out of gas now. We can't untransform the Hunt Master, so yeah. These are going to be lethal on their own. Two is a lot right now, okay? It's enough to not die for our opponent anyway. And that's enough of a problem. There's a good chance they're dead here, but they may have something. Right? There's something. If only I dropped them to 3. I think we would have had much more of a chance if we dropped them to 3. Probably should have attacked with my Minister in retrospect. Yeah, the double Menace is a big deal. I think we're going to get through for lethal still, barring something crazy here. They need something pretty impressive here to not die. Okay. Wow, we beat the Caretaker. We drew really well. Like, we drew... I mean, I'll take it, because the Caretaker's miserable to lose to. But, we drew really well. Like, we hit both our Courier Bats, got back our Menace creatures, you know, just whittled away at them, and eventually got there somehow. We were able to double spell every time it transformed. That was key. So, thank God for that. That was the first time I've seen it, and I beat it. I have a 100% win percentage against the Caretaker. I'm sure it won't stay that way. I've lost, you know, the one that's beaten me the most of the crazy bombs is the Dreadfest Demon. That thing has destroyed me. I'm like 0-5 against it or something. I think I beat it once. So this is obviously a mulligan. This is a much better hand. Let me get rid of a plains. Thank you for the gift sub, Leningrad. Yeah, Caretaker must be bad. You know, I often see in videos where I like talk about a limited format based on a large sample size and a bunch of data, where people in the comments are like, well, Serpentine Strike won me a game. It can't be that bad. It's like, okay. Uh-oh. Well. Okay. You know, I haven't played against or with Toxrill yet either. I don't think. I think maybe my opponent played it once when they were dead or already beating me so badly it didn't matter. But I haven't had it, like, be the card that beats me, you know? So wedding announcement's a problem, to say the least. I think we play out a large creature. I think that seems appealing. We can potentially use the Recluse. We could potentially use the Recluse next turn rather than attack. This is going to transform this turn, so... What are they going to do to our poor Socialite? Turn 3 Wedding is tough to beat, but we somehow managed to beat the Caretaker, so I'm going to take the risk. Take the chance. Okay. Well... Play the Recluse. No, probably not. I think we probably play the Heron. It gives us something that blocks well enough for now. Yep, Ovino is sheep, and there's a magic card called Ovinomancer. Alright, so we're going to take the 3 here. So our only hope is to sort of outrace them thanks to our life gain. Like, that's how we're going to try to win this game. It's going to be tough, though. Okay, Gift of Fangs is not amazing here. We could put in our own creature, I guess. And then try to get them with Bleed Dry. Or if they just take it, you know, just damage them. But, so... It's going to be very hard for Gift of Fangs to do anything when they have an Anthem. So I think I just put it on my Socialite. And I think we attack. Question is whether I want to sacrifice our blood token. I mean, I think I do. We gotta chip in for some big damage. Do damage in chunks. And that's definitely a chunk right there. Alright, so play Ragged Recluse. And leave up our Retribution. We could have transformed this potentially, but I think hitting them for 7 was a little more valuable in this case. Alright, so we're going to kill the Cruel Witness here. Or try to, anyway. See if they let us. They could have counter magic. Doesn't look like they do. That's good. Drawing one of our blood cards would be nice. You're not a blood card. Okay, so the question is whether I want to attack with Socialite again here. I do have Bleed Dry, but if they triple block with those tokens, we're kind of out of luck. I kind of don't think we want to do it just yet. I think we attack them with our Heron, give it lifelink, and just try to race that way for now. Good chance they have counter magic or some instant here, but I think... Alright, Chill of the Grave. That's not awesome for us. We weren't gonna attack with it anyway, but it's also a pretty good blocker. So, and we just lost it as a blocker, but I still think we attack here. Takes us up to 17. Play this Swamp so we can use Bleed Dry and end our turn. I think we're okay with taking 3 here. Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet they start rumbling with the tokens here. Ugh. It's 9 damage. Do I kill the flyer and take 6? I think that seems like our best bet. So they have 1,000,000 cards. We're out of gas. They have a better board state. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Well, Valorous Stance is a pretty good draw right there, huh? I mean, I guess that's what we do. Valorous Stance. Their Heron. Then it's a question of whether I want to attack. Oh yeah, the annoying thing is they can just Mirror Hall Mimic and do it all over again, so... Yeah... That's not good. I don't think we attack, sadly. I think we needed to block the 2/2s. Alright, wedding invitation or whatever. Think you're gonna get me. Plus Mirror Hall Mimic. Ooh. They're really messing us up here. No Mimic this turn on the bright side. That's the bright side. Okay. Got some decent blocks here. They must be planning something in their second main phase, but I think we definitely block there and here. They have something in their second main phase, or they have some tricks, one or the other. Or they made a big mistake. I wouldn't hate a big mistake. I don't think they did, though. Yeah. Okay. So they're going to put that Mimic on a thing, and we lose after they do that, pretty much. Well, they're not going to play a Mimic, but putting a counter on 2 of your creatures is still pretty good, I guess. Is there any top deck that gets us there? I don't think so. They have too much life. Yeah, I think they're holding on to the Mimic as, like, plan B, which they can afford to do, pretty much. So, it makes sense. Okay. Kill that thing and take 7. Yep, that won't do it. Well, you know, you can't beat them all. We beat the Caretaker. Did not beat Wedding Announcement. Come on, turn 1 Traveling Minister. Okay, no Minister. Okay, hand, though. Oop. Definitely want to play our Fountain. We can transform our Recluse pretty quickly in this game. Potentially, anyway. Third land. I think we just play the Guest. I was considering discarding to transform this, but the Guest is really good here. Okay. So I don't hate discarding the security just because we can get it back with Blood Fountain. So that may be what we do, especially because we can actually get it back with Courier Bat next turn after our Recluse attacks. So we would just get it back. So we're not really giving much up if that's what we decide to do. So that's probably what I'm going to do here. I guess I should... Let's see what we discard first, because maybe we don't want to use Gift of Fangs. We probably do, but information's useful. Yeah, discard security. Gain a life. Okay. Yeah. So we use Gift of Fangs on Griff Rider here and just in the turn. Yeah, it's not great for us. So they can just block our Odious Witch now, but because we have Courier Bat, I guess I'm okay with it. Yeah. They can just block it with the 3-1, but that's okay. Yeah, so then we play Evolving Wilds, then we play Courier Bat. And get back. I guess we want Wedding Security. Yeah. And we'll do this. sacrifice a plains end our turn. They have a decent attack here, especially if they have tricks. Well, I'm pretty glad I can kill that with Valorous Stance. I do think we block the recruit here. Yeah. We'll trade. Here's our 5th land. If they put a counter on something, that thing's going to hit me really hard. But I guess I can live with that. I think we'll just play our security. Yeah. I mean, we have 2 creatures in our graveyard, so... Yeah, we play the security here and end the turn. This might be a problem. This Guardian Paladin might get to be problematic here, but I'm not super alarmed about it. I think I do take it if it attacks us. There's no way we want to block it. They're going to Wolf Strike us? No, they're not going to attack us at all. Okay, I like it. Okay. Do I want to hold on to this land? Maybe. Because I am going to make more blood. But this also enables me to cast both my spells this turn, and there's a good chance that's what I want to do anyway. Okay, so let's go to combat here. Attack with our security. Sack our blood token. Nice. So now the courier bat can get back another thing because we just gained a life because of wedding security. Let's see how they block here. We could use Valorous Stance to blow things wide open. Okay. So they're obviously going to do something, but we should be able to use Valorous Stance still to blow things wide open, so we're okay with it. Like, a trick here is highly likely, but in response, we can do this. Let's hope they don't have another one. Nice. So we get the blowout there. So, because I'm not that likely to be able to gain life on a future turn... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Alright, so let's play Blood Crazed Socialite here. So I'll be able to gain a life again next turn if I want to. All this recursion is helping us out, that's for sure. Yeah, that's an annoying card for us right now. Okay. So, I think we go to combat. Do we want to draw with security or make our socialite bigger? I'm kind of okay. I mean, if I make the security bigger, it kills both of them in combat. And they have to double block this. So I think we probably go for security here. Drawing a card is real good. So yeah, I think we attack with both. We do not want to sack a blood token to our socialite. I know it can only be indestructible on attack. Don't worry. As evidenced by my attack here. Sacrifice a blood token. Not to socialite. Yes to wedding security. Nice. Alright, so they can double block our socialite, but I definitely kill the shield basher. Yeah, and if they double block like that, we're perfectly okay with it. So, interesting decision to be made here. I don't have any more treasure, so playing the security is not that exciting. Could I play Courier Bat, get back a Courier Bat, and then get back another thing? Oh my god. That might just be better. It probably is better. Yeah. That's spicy. So, get back another Courier Bat. Play a Courier Bat. And yeah, we probably want security. All right. Oh, man. I don't know how I haven't already done that in this format, because I love me some Courier Bat. But that's the first time I've chained a couple together like that, which is pretty bonkers. So this deck has done better than our first one. I think I underestimated this deck a little, but our first deck was definitely still probably better in terms of like power level. This one might be a little better in terms of synergy. So... Alright, it's kind of a slow hand, but we have both our colors, and we get to keep a full 7 cards, so I can't complain too much. We hope if they play something early, it's not a vampire, but other than that... Forest is a good sign, yeah. So, yeah, we just kill that, I mean, while we can. We're not going to get to do any Courier Bat shenanigans here. We're just playing a Windrake, but it's not like that's a horrible thing overall. See you later, Kiki. Thanks for stopping by. We take the 1. Okay. Don't hate it. That's a pretty sweet little combo, though. To chain both of those together feels pretty good. So, I think we just take 4. Well, so far their deck kind of feels like it got there on the graveyard theme. It's not always easy to do, but a couple of cobbled Lancers goes a long way. I'll play this Knife. Yeah, we got our Dollhouse, but it's not looking great for us playing it. Do I actually want to discard one of these securities and hope we find something worthwhile? Probably. This costs 2 to equip, yeah. So let's throw that away. See if we can find something better. That's a spicy start by our opponent to have both of those out so quickly. Okay, we might actually get to play the Dollhouse, which will make the discarding feel a lot better. So let's put the Knight on the bat. And attack them for 2 and make a blood token. So, God, I think we kind of have to do this. I mean, with the Dollhouse, it's something we can get away with, but if they have a trick or something here, you know, like that, it's utterly backbreaking. Yeah, I don't think our Dollhouse is going to do it for us on its own, which is unfortunate for us. I mean, yeah, it's not looking great. Trying to decide if I want to discard Wedding Security here and hope I find something. I mean, Wedding Security is kind of a reasonable blocker, at least. So it's probably better to just play it. So we could play our Dollhouse, but we're in a situation where I don't think doing it is ideal. So I think we play Wedding Security here. Yeah. Play out this land. I think we passed the turn. So the gross thing is, even after I kill these, they can exile them from their graveyard to draw a freaking card. So that's not good. All right, let's give this another try. Okay, so I think we're going to play our Dollhouse now. It is interesting they decided not to do that, but they can do it at instant speed, so I guess it's not that interesting. Okay, Dollhouse. Let's see if we can do it. Oh my god, is our opponent going to counter it? We got it 2 drafts in a row. Please let us use it. Nice. So I think we want the Blood Token Maker up front, although... This being able to draw us cards next turn is kind of a big deal. Yeah, let's go with the security here. Has haste for what that's worth. Doesn't really do us any good. I mean, I could use it to draw right away, but I don't think we do. We got a bit of a shot here. If we can chain together some Dollhouse triggers... Like, next turn, I mean, we're in pretty good shape, actually. They had a great start, but I think we might have done enough to stabilize. All right, so I think we go ahead and just block the Scorpion. Get another Blood Token. Okay. That's a problem. We really need to find our... removal spell, and we don't have a great chance of doing such a thing. I mean, our blood can help us find it. I don't quite think that's where we want to go yet. It's probably not the Colossus I passed on because this isn't a pod draft. It is funny, you know, it's just a 7-mana 7/7 trample in this case, but obviously that's a big problem. You know, I never said it was bad, just not one you take very highly. So, I have options here. If I transform my Recluse, things get kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess... I mean, we're not in a position yet where we have to sack blood, but I guess we're getting close. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's discard our... Ragged Recluse here. Although, it will transform, and maybe that's just better than Courier Bat. Yeah, it probably is. Okay. So this is going to transform. The end of our turn. Then we're going to do this. It'll make both of them into 2/2s. And then we're also going to move the knife to somebody. And pass the turn. Ragged Recluse transforms. Whew. Yeah, where is Bleed Dry? It's a great question. Okay. So I could triple block the thing. I think we lose if we do that, though. I mean, there's too many things that blow us out. So, yeah, I mean, we would lose if we did it. We just have to block and hope we find Bleed Dry with our blood and go to 1 here. Bleed Dry is our only card that deals with this thing, right? Oh, good. You're not Bleed Dry. Okay. Well, that's where we are. Gotta find Bleed Dry. Oh yeah, the white removal would do it, you're right. Okay, so this increases our chances of finding one of them, so I guess we'll do it. I don't love... Ooh. I forgot we had Valorous Stance in addition to what we already had. That makes a big difference. Okay. We are at 1. But... I guess Headless Rider makes some sense here. And then we pass the turn. I mean, maybe I don't pass the turn, because they could have ways to save it. They do have to draw. They have no cards in their hand, but they have the ability to draw multiple cards. And that's a problem. Still in a lot of trouble here, since any of these creatures hitting us is lethal. But I think we just let them draw. I mean, maybe it's not worth the risk, but... Alright, so... You're gonna block there. You're gonna block here. You're gonna block there. Now what happens? Will I regret what I decided to do? Let's find out. Okay. We do keep some board presence, but the bad news is, so can they. And as we continue to be at 1 life, you know, just playing anything is a problem for us. Aha! We're living the dream now, I guess. Drawing super well. Yeah, gain a life with the witch, bring back the bat. Seems pretty good. Come on, Dollhouse. Can you do it? So I think we get back the other courier bat, since we can do the same thing next turn. We can't really play it, because we need to leave up Fierce Retribution to be safe here. So, yeah. I think we just end the turn. Alright, so I'm going to declare blocks here. And we're going to use Fierce Retribution. Does it work? It does. We kill another Throng, but they get another Throng, most likely. We don't really have a choice because of our low life total. So, it's probably just going to be better to get back Wedding Security. Oh, they didn't have another Throng to get. That's good. Rather than use my Dollhouse to get it back. Okay. Yeah, okay. This thing can be a problem, but I'm hoping we can kill them before it is. I could get the security back and draw a card with it right now. It'll only be a 1/1. No, to become a 2/2 and I draw a card. That's probably worth it, more than just playing it as a big creature. The only awkward thing is that I don't have anything to get back with my bat, and that's probably not worth it. Yeah. Yeah, probably not. So let's attack with both of these. Yeah, both these cards are quite slow, which I think is good news for us. I actually don't have the mana to do both, so that was all really dumb of me. Yeah. That was dumb. I should have gotten it back for sure. I guess I like moving the knife. They're pretty close to dead from an attack, unless, I mean, they get to surveil here. Effectively. Alright, I'm glad we won despite my mistake there near the end. I think we can keep this. It's a little bit awkward. You know, not being able to play your Blood Fountain on turn 1 always is. But it's not a big deal. I mean, Blood Fountain doesn't really do anything until late most of the time. The only nice thing is it could have set up our Recluse or given us the ability to dig. Like, if we end up not drawing lands, we're going to wish we had that ability. So, yeah. All right, so I think we play our Spirit. It does line up kind of ugly against Lantern Bearer. This is another way we can set up our Recluse that I kind of have overlooked, I think. Interesting. Okay, so you take the 1. So, Blood Fountain plus Recluse plus attack with the Spirit and decide whether I want to discard anything. Doesn't seem terrible, especially because I can get back whatever I discard with the Courier Bat. Once this is transformed, I mean, it is sort of an if situation. So, I mean, I may just trade with Storm Chaser Drake, frankly, because it is kind of a problem. Or they'll just take 3. If they just take 3, do I want to discard just for the transform? Maybe. Kind of think so. If I end up not being able to gain the life later, that's going to be annoying. But, yeah. So I think we play Ragged Recluse here. We play Blood Fountain. Then we discard just to transform it, and we want to discard Headless Rider. So if they put an aura on Storm Chaser Drake here, it's not going to be pretty. Okay. I don't hate that a whole lot. Alright, so I think we take the 3 here. Well, not that we really have a choice. We definitely take the 3 here. Okay. So then we got Bleed Dry. I mean, we could go for a Bleed Dry and just swing and try to race here. But honestly, I think attack with both. Play Courier Bat is pretty good. Yeah, so they block our Witch, which is fine. Then we play Courier Bat. Do I want the Recluse more than the Rider on this board? Because it's very easy for us to transform it again. I'll be able to get back both eventually anyway with Blood Fountain. Interesting. The Rider's obviously the better card. But I think maybe the Recluse is better in this situation. Yeah. Sooner or later, they're going to slap an aura on that Drake, and it's not going to be good. I mean, even if we kill it right away, they'll have drawn a card off the aura and probably hit us pretty hard. So I don't love it. Yeah, there they go. All that life gain, too, really messes with the race. Plus, they get a 1/1 body that makes our Fleeting Spirit sad. It's all kind of a mess for us. Oh, I guess they can't attack, at least. There's that. At least there's that. Okay. So I don't quite think we need to bleed dry yet. So I think I just play Recluse here. We have a spell that costs 1 black and a spell that costs 1 white, so doing the blood's a little awkward, but I guess leaving up the white also means we can use Fleeting Spirit's ability. And we could surprise them with the ability this turn. It does mean we lose Headless Rider in our graveyard, which is significant, though. So, I think we still leave the ability up, and we just go ahead and pitch the Plains. So we can give it first strike, but we do have to lose our card in the graveyard, plus it gives them Lantern Bearer. Yeah, it's probably just not worth an attack here. I guess green has the worst of these really nice common 1-drops in this format. So I definitely block the Drake here with our Courier Bat. I mean, there's a good chance they can do something about it, but I'm okay with it, you know. I guess using a Trick is pretty disgusting because it does draw them a card as well. I'm really okay with that. Okay. I'm also okay with this. I'm okay with everything. Alright. So, losing Courier Bat from our graveyard seems like a lot less of a cost. I think I'm going to attack with both our creatures here. And we'll see what happens. Okay, well that's happening, for one thing. I could just get back both of them. Like, pass this turn and then get back, use Blood Fountain to get them both back. But I guess playing Blood Crazed Socialite's just better. Yeah, I don't really want to have to pay 1 white here. I think we'll just play our Socialite. Ooh, if they have a Syncopate here too. Okay, good. Syncopate would have been bad news there. So the Flyers can start chipping away in the air. I hadn't played enough with this card until today. I guess we have it in both our decks, and it does seem a little bit like an underperformer. There's just so many X1s that make it hard for you to do great with it. I mean, it's definitely not bad, but it's not quite as good as I was thinking either. And And I've felt that way playing against it, too, and now that I think about it, that it's sort of, like, not that great. Alright, so they're going to rumble with their flyers here. Yeah, okay. So I'm leaning towards attacking here, and if they decide to double block, I can use Bleed Dry to, like, wreck them. And that seems pretty good. I actually don't think I'm going to use the blood here. We're going to hold on to it for now. We don't need to use it here, so I'm not going to. It doesn't make things very much better either way, so we'll decline. So if they double block here, we definitely use Bleed Dry. If they don't, we just play our Scavenger in our second main phase. Nice. I mean, I'm okay with that overall. We'll play our Scavenger here. And get rid of the Storm Chaser Drake. End our turn. That was probably a scenario where I should have just attacked with this, because trading for either of those would have been fine. Okay. More flyers have joined the party. A lot more flyers. Okay. So, kind of think I might swing out here. And then use Bleed Dry should they present the opportunity. I wish I had one more mana so I could also give this First Strike, because First Strike is pretty spicy here. But yeah, I think we swing out. Do I use the blood this time? Probably. Yeah, making it a 5/5 is kind of a big deal here. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a great situation for them. So, trying to decide what I do with Fleeting Spirit here. I kind of think I just let the trade happen, and then I hold up Bleed Drive for whatever they try to put the Brindecomber on. That seems like the best bet to me overall. The interesting thing... Yeah, so that drops them to 4. We kill all 3 of those creatures. I think I can live with it. And yeah, I think we just need to pass here and leave up Bleed Dry, because if we let them put this on something, things might get pretty ugly here. I mean, I could just play the Ancestor to go a little wider. I mean, there's something to be said for that. The only problem is letting them have a 1/1 token that can block is not amazing for us, but it also does let us pressure them a little more with one more body. Better to play the Ancestor? No. I mean, they're going to gain life back, too. So maybe I shouldn't be that aggressive here, because they are going to gain life back when they play Brindecomber. I think maybe I just play Kindly Ancestor here and live with it. Yeah. It lets us continue to pressure them. They could get some gross value with Brindecomber here, and I guess I'm really going to regret my decision if they do. Because, like, you know, there comes a point when they have too many tokens. Like, if they play another aura here, I'm probably going to regret this plan. I can still kill it on my turn, most likely, so there's that, but, you know, another 1/1 token starts to make things a little sketchy. May just be better to bleed dry like Lantern Bearer, depending on what they do here. Another land is nice. Means we can actually play our Minister if we use Bleed Dry. So I think swinging out here makes sense. At some point, getting these things back is probably going to be a pretty big deal. So, I think... Am I okay with letting this happen? Probably not. I probably need to bleed dry the Lantern Bearer. Kill all of these. We do still have the problem of this making tokens, but... I think if they could have done it, they would have. So yeah, let's try this. Let's bleed dry Lantern Bearer here. It's also a big deal to keep this from going in the graveyard. Yeah. If we can keep this alive and kill all of these, we're going to be pretty happy. Okay. Well, that's annoying. We do still kill 2 of them, so it's not a disaster. But... it's also not what I was going for. So now they can put the Lantern Bearer on a thing, gain some life, etc. Yeah. Well, the good news is I'd already had flying, so they're not getting the most value, but, you know, I guess getting a 1/1 token is pretty good. I guess you could say it's pretty good, you know? Ooh, now we can kill it, which is great. Okay. Well, I think we do this. And attack with all 3, with both of them. There's not an all 3 to attack with. So the annoying thing about this card is just becoming a target is enough. So I think we... taking away their ability to gain life is kind of a big deal. The 1/1s don't block that well. But, yeah... killing 2 things instead of 1 doesn't seem too shabby. Valorous Stance could be funny here. Yeah, I think we kill the Geist. They may have another thing here. Okay, good. It doesn't look like they do. We go up to 17. So we do have the option of using Blood Fountain at the end of their turn. We know they like this hexproof thing, so it's kind of tempting to blow up Wanderlight Spirit now. But if they have it now, they can still use it. I mean, there's a slightly higher chance they'll get it, but I think we can pass the turn here pretty safely. Although, letting them target this with another aura and getting another 1/1, and maybe I should have done it on my turn. Because there is more of a chance now that they can do a thing. I may not bother killing it now. I think I'm okay with going to 14 here. I may kill it still. What are we playing around here? Okay, so I think we use our fountain. And I think Blood Crazed Socialite looks pretty good. So does Courier Bat. Yeah. I guess we could have had a little more of a combo if we got Courier Bat and the Kindly Ancestor, but we can still use the Ancestor. Yeah. Okay. That would be 6 mana. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, that's annoying, but not the end of the world. All right, so let's play our Courier Bat here. And I want to get back something I can play. Maybe it's just Headless Rider. It probably is. And we play our Headless Rider. You know, it just trades for these tokens, but the fact it replaces itself definitely matters. Okay. So the question here is, do I want to try to put Kindly Ancestor on the bat? No, I don't. That's the answer. I answered that question. All right, so let's buff the bat. Go to combat. I think we attack with both. Yeah, we're down with that. Think they have another trick? Thank God. Alright, so let's play our Socialite here. And I think we end the turn and leave up our stance, you know, in case they play something that can actually block that's big. Okay. Yeah, can't really do anything about it, so not much to think about. You're not big. This thing continues to rumble. Okay. Is it better to just attack with both of these? Probably not. I have to block this. Let's play the Blood Crazed Socialite they already know we have. So the question here is, do I want to use Valorous Stance now? Or hold on, because I know they're going to try to put this on it, make another 1/1. I think maybe we do. Yeah. With Menace online, I think this is what we want to do. Because if they play an Aura, they're going to make a 1/1. I mean, I guess Menace still does the job in that situation. So maybe it's safer to wait. Yeah, I think we Valorous Stance now. And now they're under a lot of pressure. I mean, they have to play 2 blockers. And even that probably doesn't do it, yeah. Yeah, these games have been fun. I love the grindy wins. Have been a good time. The black and white deck, I think, is the best of the grindy decks in this format. The other ones aren't quite good enough at not dying to early aggro starts. Consistently, anyway. I mean, you know, if you're in any green deck and you can get your 6/6 life gain creature down, you're probably going to win, but... Wow, that's a slow hand, but it is kind of one we have to keep. We have both our colors. It's 7 cards. We did get a 3-drop, which is good news. And it's one that can really help us stabilize, which certainly matters. Nice. We drew a 2-drop, too, so now we can kind of curve out as long as we draw a land. If we draw a 4th land, we are going to curve out pretty nicely. Do I offer the trade? I kind of think we do. I mean, the best they can do is discard a card to save theirs. So I think I'm okay with them killing each other. Yeah, now I feel a lot better about them killing each other, because the training would have been obnoxious. So we did hit our 4th land, which is nice. So play... Yeah, we want to play the biggest creature we can. We are going to curve out, which is hilarious, given what our hand looked like initially. So funny. Okay, ooh. I think we want to play Wedding Security here. Yeah, Socialite's nice. I mean, don't we have 3 in this deck? I mean, it's been... Both of these have been quite nice. As has the Recluse. Like, you know... The recursion in this deck, all the grindy stuff it's doing, the life regaining, has been really nice. Yeah, that's not so good. Do I try to double block here on Sigardian Paladin? I don't hate it. Because even if they have the +2/+2 trick, they can't kill both my creatures. And this kind of makes them have it. So, yeah, I think we block. Nice. Is Kindly Ancestor plus Ragged Recluse better here? I think it probably is. That explains their aggression a little more, doesn't it? So we want this to transform, I think. So let's go ahead and throw a swamp away. And play another Blood-Crazed Socialite. And I think we're going to hold on to this swamp. Quite the board state over there. So I think we get rid of one of these. Okay. I mean, it's not amazing on this board. I mean, it can kill a bunch of their stuff, but all the stuff I can kill, like, turns into an aura. So that's not awesome. The Spore Crawler doesn't turn into an aura, but it does draw them a card. But it might still be worth it here, actually. Because it's a pretty good attacker. We don't have good blocks. For the most part. Yeah, I think we'll Gift of Fangs the Crawler. Hopefully we didn't draw them something awesome. Oh my god. Well, that's one way to have a green-white deck. You get 3 Sigardian Paladins, and it'll turn out pretty nicely, I would think. Uh-oh. I didn't appreciate that. Okay. I think I like that double block more. Yeah. You take 3. Ooh, that's gonna be good. I could just use it now. That way the Paladin doesn't train that thing again. Yeah. Seems pretty good. Alright, we've killed 3 Sigardian Paladins here. Yeah, the guess could have blocked there, you're right. Look at all these dead Paladins. Oh my god. While I'm talking about all these dead Paladins, they play another one. We drew a pretty good card given the situation, though. Yeah. Let's get rid of one of those. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, not what I was looking for there. Yeah, I'm not sure how many times in my life I've seen someone get 4 of a signpost uncommon. Like, when you get 2, you feel pretty great about things, you know? Okay. Well, here's how I'm hoping this will go. I guess the double strike guy is worth taking down. There are more tricks that can get me. But yeah. I kind of forgot about that. Ow. We do blow up a bunch of their board. Oh, good. We blew up all of their board. I mean, all that I thought. For a second there, I thought it was going to go sideways. So we do desperately need to find some removal. Blood will help us do that. Because this is going to hit us real hard. So we need to attack and gain the life first. Let's do that. Play our Courier Bat. Yeah, and I think we grab a Socialite so that we can dig for more removal. Oh. We're just... Oh, no, it has double strike. So Heron of Hope isn't going to do the job. So yeah, we'll take a Socialite. Blood would be useful. Because, yeah, that thing hits us for 6 at a time. You know, I guess if I'd gotten the Heron... More blood's good, I guess. If I'd gotten the Heron... I could have double blocked. I would have lost both my creatures and would have really been vulnerable to blowout. But I could have double blocked. So I guess I'm just going to go a little aggressive here. So the bad news is they can have this die and then put it on their Griff Rider. And it'll hit us for 10. But... that's probably an acceptable risk, I would say. So we're going to get another blood, so I think we actually do sack the blood token here. Okay. So yeah, they can equip it and hit us for 10 here. Oh my god. Well, they can still hit us for 10, but now it's even better. We beat this card once today. I don't know if we're going to do it twice. Yeah. Dollhouse of Horrors, I think you're too late. So... I mean, Diagraph Scavenger does something for us. We get rid of this, for one thing. Yeah, okay. So, we can still block it. It doesn't have Trample, so that's good news. So yeah, let's play our Dollhouse here. I think we get Diagraph Scavenger. Get rid of this. What do we do? Just swing out here and hope we kill him? I have to leave my courier bat back. But other than that, that seems like our best bet. Their bomb is definitely better than ours. Oh. Actually, doesn't quite... Oh, yeah, it does. That kills us. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. You know, beating Averbrook Caretaker twice in one draft would have been impressive. We almost did it. I could maybe have been a little less aggressive, but I think being aggressive gave us the best outcome. Like... because if that turn all they could do was put counters on their one guy again, we were going to be able to swing back for a bunch again. But it didn't work out that way. All right, so this is our last game one way or another. We're either going to be 7-2 or 6-3. Either way, I'm happy with it. Yeah, I mean, swinging with the Death Toucher was extra aggressive for sure. But that one damage, I just feel like I had to do as much as I possibly could to have a shot. And if they didn't have removal there, I think, depending on what we draw, we had a significant chance of winning the game. But they had it, and you just had to kind of live with it. Okay. I think this hand's a keeper. It doesn't have any white mana, which is not great. But we're on the draw. It's not that hard to envision just drawing, you know, reasonably well. I mean, just drawing lands, like 2 lands would make this hand really good. What we don't want to do is draw white cards. Okay, I'll take a land, like I said. We do not want to draw white cards right now, not before we draw planes. Okay. Play this Recluse. So Blood Fountain next turn we can maybe use to transform our Recluse if we want. It's probably going to be better to just play Courier Bat, though. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Our opponent's in like a wacky ramp deck, which you don't see a lot of in this format. But it's actually a pretty good matchup against us. Like, this deck is well equipped to deal with aggressive decks. It's not that well equipped to deal with crazy ramp decks. Whereas the aggro decks will, like, destroy this kind of deck. But we're not aggressive enough, I don't think. And we have some good removal, but we don't have so much that I feel like I'm like, yeah, I can deal with all their Bramble Worms. I'll be fine. There will not be another draft after this one. This will be it. Oh. Okay. Great. The only good news about Catilda is if we can get her to go to the graveyard, we can get rid of her. But getting her to go to the graveyard is easier said than done, I think. Not a vampire, so... The only thing about being a crazy ramp deck like them is you can also just play every bomb, you know? And that's pretty nice. Alright, take 2. Well... we need white mana pretty badly. I think I'm gonna give up this blood. And discard probably Blood Fountain. Yeah, probably Blood Fountain. I can't get Blood Fountain back, which is awkward. Like I can all these creatures. So maybe it's better to just give up the security because I can get it back later. Yeah, I could live with that. Okay, Bleed Dry will be good against Catilda, if nothing else. So... okay. Do I want to attack with my Socialite? I kind of don't think so. I think we just end the turn here. Our Recluse will transform. So Bleed Dry will just completely get rid of Catilda, which is nice. We don't have to, like, time it right with our Diagraph Scavenger. Okay. Wasn't very nice. Their hand is empty. I like that. I don't like that they have enough gas to start cranking out wolf tokens. Okay. Yeah. I think we just go ahead and Bleed Dry Catilda here. Say, see you later. I think we leave back the Socialite, because it can block everything except for the 3-2 they're about to make. I mean, it can even block that. It just isn't that good at blocking it. Oh, no. All the Sigardian Paladins. Yeah, it's a free attack, huh? Because I can't actually block it. Okay, so we take 3 here. Diagraph Scavenger is very mediocre right now. I do like Wedding Security okay, though. Well, is Sigardian Paladin plus Sharpshooter going to beat us again? Could happen. Okay, so I think we trade here. Then we can exile the Paladin with our Scavenger, which will be nice. Yep, and that's what we'll do. Probably going to do some blood stuff here in a second, but we'll see. Let's play this Scavenger. It would be pretty nice at this point to get our Dollhouse. Yeah, it would be really nice. Come on, Dollhouse. Where are you? Ooh, spicy. I don't know if I would have done that. Maybe I would. Maybe I would. Given our graveyard, that's probably the right move. Turning off our ability to get stuff back definitely matters. Okay. So I think we take 3. We're going to discard Fleeting Spirit here. Aha! We did it. It's funny we drew 2 planes. They've got 2 cards in their graveyard now. They can put a 3rd one in with their blood and make another 3/2. So yeah, now they have the ability to make another 3/2. I guess I decided to do it now, so we won't graveyard hate them. Well, I think we're taking the 3. Wow, now we're drawing all our planes. That's awkward. Yeah, this isn't good. So let's pass our turn. I guess I had to play my Valorous Stance on my turn there to not die. I think we're just dead now. So we can give this Indestructible, which certainly matters. Does it matter more than killing a werewolf? Probably, especially because of lifelink. Yeah, so let's do it. It's pretty annoying that they still get a blood token out of that, but what are you going to do? Alright, so at least we kept them from attacking us. Now we're dead, though. Not really anything we can do about it. I can't believe we drew all our planes like that. Well, 6 and 3 is pretty good. Pretty good. I'll take it. When you get to 6 and 1, though, you're like, okay, we got a few shots at 7 and 1, but we didn't quite do it. Those last 2 decks were powerhouses. That opponent's last deck was really interesting. I haven't ever seen a deck utilize that the 1-mana 1/2 menace that cranks things out. Like, I've never seen any other deck use it that effectively.